Hey everybody, how's it going? Jordan here, bringing you guys another awesome interview for today. Today's interview is with Jules, aka NotSoCoolJules. Just wanted to make a quick intro before I get into the video. Jules was kind enough to do this interview with me, but she filmed this with me about 2 months ago at this point. Um, just haven't been able to upload videos, been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, along with working at summer camp, which has drained a lot of energy from me. So just wanted to give you guys an update as to why it's been so long since I've put out a video. I wanted to let you guys know that this was a couple months ago, so if some things that are said in the interview are no longer accurate or other things have happened since, now you guys know why, this is happening now. Also, since this video has come out, Jules has created her own YouTube channel. That link will be down in the description below, so go subscribe to her. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'm happy to be back. Thank you guys.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, JBM418 here, bringing you guys another interview today. Today, I have a very special interview with Jules, aka NotSoCoolJules on Twitter. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jules.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate it. So, for those of you who don't know Jules, she is a major presence among Brown's Twitter. Um, you have about 11.7K followers on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely my you know person I've interviewed who has the biggest following so far. Um, so let's get started. So I know you're a big Browns fan. I know you like the Cavs and the Indians, the Reds too, I've
Yeah.
seen. So how did you become a Cleveland sports fan?
So I originally started with the Reds because my dad watched them, so I was always in the living room with him watching them as well. And that was my first team. We went to many, many games when I was younger and have been my whole life. And then actually the first team I started to follow for Cleveland would be the Cavs because, Cincinnati doesn't have an NBA team anymore.
Right.
It's been a while, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I started following them in like 2014, so like the year before LeBron came back, and then
Okay.
everything is history. I just fell more in love with them like every year, and I'm a very big basketball fan. So, and then the Browns were next. I actually spent like a year just trying to figure out which NFL team I was gonna like because people kept saying I needed to get into it, and I just really wasn't that into football until I was like 14, 13. I didn't really care before then, and then
Gotcha.
I did. So I chose the Browns because I figured, well, they lose. And it would just fit in with the rest of my team. So I was like, well, at least I could expect them to lose. Obviously, that's not the case anymore, but at
Yeah.
the time it was. And then honestly, I just chose to like the Indians because I'm like, I've always followed baseball in general, and I followed them a little bit, the Reds more, but like then I decided to get into them more. So now I have two baseball teams, and everyone says I can't, but I do.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I became a Browns fan for kind of the same reason. Yeah, I became a fan kind of as a joke during the 0-16 season. I was like, I'm jumping on the bandwagon before it's a bandwagon. It's worked out pretty well. So
Yeah.
it's worked out well for both of us. All right. So I know with your Cavs following, you have dubbed yourself the CEO of the Kevin Love fandom. So how did that start with you starting and calling yourself that? And how did you become a big fan of his in particular?
I think it started when I was like 15, not the CEO part, but like, I don't know. I just saw Kevin. I was like, he seems like a cool guy. So I'm gonna follow him on everything. And like obviously like LeBron's the one that actually started my love for basketball and the Cavs in general,
Right.
you know. And I just saw Kevin. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start following him. I started following more of the players. And I really liked especially like he started talking about it maybe 2, 3 years ago. I'm not really sure, but when he started to use his platform to talk about mental health, that really hits hard for me. So like
Yeah, definitely.
I I really respect him for that, and that's like the main reason. I know a lot of people think, oh, you just think he's hot or something. Like, no, it's not. Like, I just think he's a really good guy, and I like the way he uses his platform, and obviously, it like mental health affects me as well. So
Nice. Yeah.
I so the CEO of the Kevin Love fandom thing. I don't really remember how that started. It was maybe like a year ago. And I just kind of said it as a joke, and then like people actually started referring to me as like the CEO of the Kevin Love fandom or his biggest fan, and like even people that don't even watch basketball, if they saw anything about him, they would come to me. So I was like, well, I should be like the leader of it. And
Yeah, I
it
mean,
just
even
happened.
the other day I saw that Kevin Love magazine. I'm like, oh, Jules will love this. Like,
Yeah, literally everybody does that. And then when
yeah.
he when he the one thing that happened with like the out of bounds and he like slapped it or whatever.
Mhm.
Ooh, I got a lot of stuff for that. And I'm like, I'm not like his mom or something. Like I'm like, I'm going to stay silent on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, people come to me for everything regarding him.
I think most people, other than the Kevin Love thing, would know you for, your Browns tweets and your Browns TikToks. And, so how did all of that start, where you started making all those TikToks and just posting them and just, getting a following?
Um, I think over quarantine, I just really got bored. I mean, obviously, I've been a Browns fan for longer than it looks like, but I don't know. At first, I got TikTok as a joke, thought it was stupid, and I thought it was like for people way younger than me. Then
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of funny videos. I was like, okay, this isn't bad. And then I finally started to make my own. I first started with like just a bunch of random things, and then I think I did like one Cavs TikTok, and it got a lot of views, and people really liked it and thought it was funny. I was like, okay, maybe this should be my thing that I do. And then ever since then, I started doing Browns ones where like every game I would either, I think every single game I posted, and it was me just like adding transitions to me, like changing into my jersey and like all of that, or like showing off the like 4 jerseys that I have. And
Like
then
your game day fit TikTok.
yeah, my game day fit, and yeah, that too. I'm trying to remember everything. And then what started getting me followers is I posted, what did it, oh, okay, I posted like, if the Browns lose, I'll do whatever the first, like the top comment says. So
Okay.
like the one that was, I think most like, I don't remember how it works on TikTok, but like it'll just be like the most recent one, I guess. And a lot of people like that. I got a lot of comments. Some are a little weird, but it like they didn't lose for like 4 5 weeks, like maybe 4 weeks or something. Like,
Hmm.
and everyone's just starting to call me a good luck charm, and like I gained more followers because of that, and
Yeah.
it was fun. There's a lot of trash talking, and also speaking of trash talking, another thing that's helped me get followers, thank you Steelers fans, is they comment mean stuff on my TikToks because I kind of talk about them in a negative way. So yeah, I like roasting their fans and their
A
players,
lot of
and
fun
I don't
messing
like
with Steelers fans.
that. So it helps, like the algorithm on there, if they comment, if they even view it at all, it helps push my video out more. So I'm like,
Right.
even though you're commenting negative stuff, I don't care because you're helping me.
Yeah. So like really your views are like a combination of Browns fans and Browns haters.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it was, because a lot of people were literally rooting for them to lose so that I would have to do whatever the top comment says. It was fun. And people are claiming that I was deleting comments, which I wasn't. I don't even know how to do that.
I didn't know you could on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. Any of your TikToks I've seen is just when you've posted them on
Yeah.
Twitter. I never wanted to get into TikTok. So just like for the same reason, I guess you didn't want to at first. I thought it was just for the
Yeah.
younger people.
It's pretty funny. Because I was like against it, because when they like shut Vine down, that was something I watched like in junior high. I always thought those videos are funny. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's not going to be better. Like, it's just stupid. And then I went on there. I thought it was just like dancing. I'm like, I don't do that. But I went on there. It's anything you can imagine. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So can any of you make you think a little bit with this question?
Okay.
So
I don't know.
I know your main teams. So you have your Browns, your Reds, your Indians, and your Cavs. Is there any teams I'm missing?
No.
All right. If you had to rank those teams 1 through 4 of what your
Oh,
current
no.
favorite would be.
Oh man, I've been asked that question so many times. It's hard to say, because I feel like when I'm in this season, that's what my favorite sport is. And I
Right.
feel like that's, or like favorite team, whatever. And
That's how
that's
most
how
people
I
are.
was
Yeah.
like when I played sports in high school. I was like, oh, this is my favorite. And then I don't know. It's so hard. I don't even think that's possible. Even like, because I think of who I would rather see like I don't know, like first row, courtside, whatever. I don't even
Right.
know, like if I was just given tickets and I got to choose who it was. I don't even know if I could do that. Oh man, I can think, but I really don't think I can rank them.
All
Because
right. I mean, if you can't, that's
one,
totally
because I
fine.
physically can't. Two, because if I did, then you would have people saying that like I'm a fake fan or something. So
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna stay off of that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If you got to see them win a championship, you'd be able to die happy. Which of those teams would it be?
The Browns.
Okay.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
because I technically have seen a Cavs championship.
yeah, true.
So
Very true. You've gotten close to the Indians, but you haven't been able to see them win
got
it.
close.
Sorry, I'm my team. My Mets lost the year before, so I feel your pain. There was the Jarvis Landry softball game,
Mhm.
and you were trying to get them to play, and you had a
Yeah.
bunch of people tweeting out
Secondhand
like it was like
embarrassment.
hashtag Let Jules play. How did that really start?
I forget who tweeted me that. Like the hashtag in general, or me just wanting to play.
Just in general, because I know that you used to play softball back in high school,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, somebody, I tweeted something about it, like join the movement. I didn't really have a hashtag, and I forget who, and I feel terrible. But somebody like replied with the hashtag Let Jules play, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna make this a thing. And there's actually quite a few tweets about it. I'm sure they looked at that and made fun of me for like a week, but it's okay. It was worth it. It was a lot of fun. I don't like. I was at the end of the day, I was like, it's bigger than that. Like, it's a charity softball game. I don't care if I play or not.
Right.
Like it was just fun to try. I had fun making the video I made.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. It was like
That
your
was
little like
pretty fun.
highlight reel, right?
Yeah, and then I just didn't do a highlight video because I was gonna go out and hit and like have somebody recording me, but it ended up raining, and then I was just like, I'm not
Mm.
doing it.
Yes, you still ended up going to the game just as like a
Yeah,
viewer.
we
Um,
had really good seats.
nice, nice. I wish I was able to make it out there. I had a work event, and it's for you, it's like an hour, 2 hour drive. For me, it would have been a multi-hour plane ride. So
Yeah, it's like a 2 hour drive when I'm in Bowling Green, and then if I'm back home near Lima, it's like 2.5 hours.
okay.
It's about the most boring drive ever. That's why like when I didn't go to Cleveland that much until like this past year. Like I've been there how many times? Like 5, 6 times now. And
Oh
like
wow.
before that, I've only been there like maybe three, and
Hmm.
I'm 21, so that's not a
Yeah.
very big number. But like trying to make that drive from Lima is just terrible. And plus, I wasn't very confident driving until like a few years ago.
Oh, I still avoid highways, so I
I
100% get that.
Once I started driving on highways, it was fun, but like it's scary.
Yeah, I don't like driving. If I could stay away from it, I will. Luckily, my friends that I usually hang out with, they all enjoy driving. So I'm like, you guys can drive. I'll just kind of sit shotgun. I'll be in charge of the music. I think one of the biggest things that you've been able to get kind of out of like your influence through Twitter was the Kevin Love autograph
Yeah.
from the from the Cavs. So if you would like to just kind of tell that story and just talk about that a little bit.
I don't even remember. Oh, it was Fan Appreciation Week. I'm pretty sure. It makes sense if it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. My mind just doesn't work. But I saw that and I was like, okay, look. Usually I enter these things and I don't really push for it because I already feel bad for whoever looks at the Cavs like contest entries because it's literally me every time. Like I enter everything and I feel so bad because I've literally won before and I'm not selfish or anything. I love the Cavs, all right?
Yeah.
And I saw that. I was like, okay, I'm winning this and I'm not going to lose. Like, I have to win. So, not only, like, you had to like the post and they would choose from the likes.
Hmm.
But I was like, okay, I'm using TikTok and I'm going to post on there and then post it on Twitter because everyone knows me as, like, his pretty big fan. I'm not going to say the biggest fan. That might offend some people. It's true. But, anyways, I pretty much used that and I was like, look, let's be honest, we all know that I want this and probably won't shut up until I get something similar. I don't have
Yeah.
anything from him at all, like beforehand.
Okay.
So yeah, they actually, because I posted my TikTok on my Instagram story and they actually saw it because I tagged them, and then they
Oh
messaged
wow.
me like after the time, like maybe 3 o'clock, they're announcing the winner or something, and they're like, send your address. You want? I'm like, yes. And all these people
That's
are so
awesome.
happy. It's like, yay. I was so happy. Like literally, haven't been that happy in a minute. So whoever did that for me, thank you.
That's awesome.
And it's right here. It's awesome.
Oh, that is so cool.
I love it. It's my favorite thing. I need to get a frame. So right now it's just like kind of on my dresser, just sitting on an album right now. But I need a frame and I cannot find, I think it's 8x8, 10x10. I cannot find a frame for that. I wish
That's
I
weird.
had.
Next goal is to get that jersey signed by Baker, right?
Yes. I would probably pass out if I ever met any of my favorite players. Like I'm honestly kind of wishing, well, I want it to happen, but like also I don't, because if I ever met Kevin, I feel like I would probably pass out and then NBA Twitter would make fun of me and then I would become a meme and I don't really want to. But I want to meet Kevin, don't get me wrong.
I froze up in front of a NBA player that nobody knows about. Dude played like 2 minutes in the NBA. I'm a huge fan of his. He went to the same college as me, so like we
Oh, that's
overlapped.
awesome.
Yeah, so his senior year was my freshman year. I don't know if you've heard of Justin Wright Foreman. You probably haven't. Dude played 2 minutes in the NBA. Yeah. So last year he came back because he just had a baby. So he was able to travel back to Long Island and he stopped by just to see, Hofstra game. So I got to meet him after the game. And I bought a Justin Wright Foreman Jazz jersey and I wore it to the game that day. So he's there and I'm like, oh crap, I'm wearing his jersey. He's here. So I go up to him and like I didn't want to go up to him, by the way, because I'm like I don't want to bother him, blah blah blah. Like my friends like push me towards him, and then he sees me wearing the Jazz jersey. He's like, oh hey, what's up, man? Who's on the back of the jersey? I'm like, you. And he's like, hey, that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, so I got a picture with him, and like I was so starstruck by a guy who by most people they wouldn't recognize him walking down the street.
Aw, that's awesome though.
Yeah.
I don't even think I could imagine meeting literally anybody. Like when I met Suarez for the Reds and Aquino.
Mhm.
I thought I was gonna pass out. It was awesome because they're my like favorite players. And I was like, that was so cool. I could not imagine meeting Baker or Kevin or literally anybody really on the team. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I want it to happen, but I also don't want to be recorded and made fun of. And I'm also really awkward. I probably wouldn't be able to talk. I would just forget everything. I wouldn't even know how to have a conversation at all.
It'd be
would just go
completely
out.
different if it happened on the spot versus if like you had like a little while to prepare
Yeah, if I had time to plan,
and like
I
collect
wouldn't
yourself.
be as bad. But if I got surprised, which would be cool. My birthday is December 22nd. Anybody? But
If I was
if
able
I
to
got
help you out with
surprised,
that,
I would probably pass
but
out.
you have a bigger following than me. So
I try. I don't know how people meet NFL players. I especially don't know how people meet NBA players. Well, like I also like don't live anywhere near Cleveland. Obviously, I would have a better
Right.
chance if I did during the season. But
Yeah.
like I go to a game and then I go home. like I don't stay there really. So I don't know. That would be awesome.
A buddy of
And
mine
embarrassing.
yesterday, he sent me a picture. He's out in Jersey right now. He ran into Todd Frazier.
What? How do people just run into people? I
don't
mean, they're
know.
normal people, whatever, but like they're also not. So
Yeah, so like he took a selfie with Todd Frazier, and I think Todd Frazier's son. Just out of the blue, like he just texted me. He's like, "Hey, I met Todd Frazier," and I'm like, "What?"
I
So
see that stuff like all the time where people like meet celebrities on like flights or airports, and I'm just like, how? I don't have that look. I don't think no, I've never ran into somebody. I've never seen just like somebody famous like in public,
yeah,
I guess. Like I've been to concerts, I've been to games, I've never just seen them like that, I guess.
Brad Pitt once stepped on my mom's foot.
What?
Yeah.
How?
My mom was at a random store with my sister when my sister was still in a stroller. My sister's 17 now. This was, I want to say 13 years ago, 14 years ago, maybe even longer at that point because she was still in a stroller. And someone bumps into my mom and I stepped in the foot and turns around and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And my mom looks up and it's Brad Pitt. And
What the heck?
yeah, like just out of the blue, a random store on Long Island. We have no idea why he was there. But yeah, so, you know, he called my sister cute when she was like 2. So she brags, she's like, "Ha, Brad Pitt called me cute."
Oh,
She brags to people about that. No, they don't need to know she was a baby, but
oh. I would definitely do the same thing if it was somebody famous. Like,
yeah.
oh, I got called cute when I was 1.
All right, so this is a question I pretty much ask to everybody who I interview. So I know you've had a lot of just sports experiences yourself, whether it's just as a fan or even when you used to play softball. What's one experience, whether it's just like going to a game, playing in a game, that just always kind of stuck with you that you've really just enjoyed looking back on?
Um, I could think of a few. I mean, like when it comes to me, like physically playing softball, my senior year, we won the conference, our
Oh
high school's
wow.
conference for the first time ever, and that was awesome because obviously, like each year we got like closer and closer to finish fourth, third, second, like we would get closer, and we
Yeah.
finally did it. It was like honestly the best feeling in the world. I miss softball. It's so fun.
Yeah, that's
And when it comes to just being a fan, I went to the Brown Steelers game like before playoffs, like the one where they clinched to go to the wild
okay.
card. And I was at that game and it was awesome. Like it was honestly one of the best days of my life. it,
That's
it
awesome.
was so cool.
Other than Kevin Love and Baker Mayfield, who was like your favorite, just like random obscure athlete?
Oh no. Hmm. But so no one that plays for my team, like any of my teams, like just
Anyone in
for the other
general,
team.
like no like star. So like not like Jarvis or like
Okay. Yeah, I got it. It's Mo Wagner. He's awesome.
okay.
Played for the University of Michigan. I hope he plays for the Cavs someday. He's one of my favorite players.
He's
And
traded
like
to the Celtics and then
I tell
immediately
people
cut.
that all the time. It's so random, but I don't know. He seems like a great guy. I haven't seen Mo play. I literally went to a Cavs game when he played for the Wizards, and I picked that game because they were playing the Wizards, and he
Yeah.
was hurt. He got hurt like the week before. I was like, why does this happen to me? Like literally this whole season, I went to 3 Cavs games. First one, I knew Kevin was going to be hurt. The
Right.
second one, I got tickets because I got tickets literally the day he came back
Hmm.
for the next, like the following week. Because I was like, okay, he's back. We're getting tickets for next week's game. Got hurt. That's second or third day he was back or whatever. So didn't play that game. And then I literally get tickets the day of for my last game. I think it was the last home game
Hmm.
they had. And I got tickets the day of for like $9 because I got an email for like the student pass. And they were like,
Nice.
I told my sister as a joke, I was like, imagine if we drove to Cleveland right now, because I was in Lima at that point, and like we did. Didn't tell my parents until we got there. And like, oh my God, the whole team was out. Like Larry was out, Kevin was out, Garland was out. I think Dylan Windler was out. I don't
Oh
know who
wow.
else. But like I think we had like what 9 active players like from the actual like normal roster. And I was like,
Wow.
why does this happen to me? I mean, obviously, I'm very happy I got to go. It was really fun. And I got canes after. It was so worth it. But, and we didn't get blown out. So that counts because I've seen like 3 blowouts. But yeah, I've been to 8 Cavs games and I've seen Kevin playing like 3 of them.
Him. I've been to one Cavs game and I actually got to see him drop 30. Yeah, the end of 2019, a
It's
couple of
so painful.
yeah, me and two of my friends took a road trip to Boston because I had never been to Boston for a Celtics game. But I got to see Kevin Love play. But my favorite player is Marcus Smart, and he came back the next day.
Pelt. Well, the thing with the last game I went to is it was a back to back and they played Sunday. And I think it was Monday night that I went to. Kevin played. And I guess I could have thought in my head he might not do a back to back, but like he was playing for like 2 weeks after. Like that's I'm
Yeah,
fine. I really am. Totally fine. I just want to see him play. He doesn't even have to score. He could just go out on the court and
yeah,
maybe play 2 minutes at least for me. That would be awesome.
yeah. I think you would kind of like inspire me because I had seen that you would go on to the last game, just kind of like very impromptu. So when the Celtics made the playoffs and I found out they were playing in Brooklyn, I said to my buddy, I'm like, "You want to go to game one?" He was like, "Sure." So we just bought tickets and we went to game one. Got blown out, but it was
Well,
fun.
you went.
Yeah, exactly. I got to see Robert Williams block 9 shots though.
That's awesome. I want to
The
go to a
Celtics
playoff
playoff
game.
record.
I feel wrong. Like I've never like I've only been to the queue and I'm gonna call it the queue. The new name is just too long. So I just don't even try. But I've never been anywhere outside of there. Like that's the only basketball arena I've been to for NBA. I just feel weird going anywhere else. Like for baseball, I've been to Milwaukee, and I've been to I've watched the Red Sox play. Who else have I seen? And a White Sox game.
Okay.
But otherwise, I've just been the Great American Ballpark. Like, I don't even know how many times, like a lot. And then I just went to an Indians game a week ago for the first time.
Oh, nice.
I don't have the best record for them. It's 0-1. The Reds, everyone thinks because I went to the game where they got beat 17-3, that I have a bad record. And I've only seen the Reds lose twice. And both times Andrew McCutchen hit 2 home runs. So the first time was when he played the Pirates. I don't even know. I was like 13, and he hit 2 home runs. One, I don't know if it was a walk-off, but either way, they lost 4-3. He pretty much
definitely couldn't have been a walk-off if they were the road team.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
But still, I know he hit 2 to like, I think it was tied, and then he'd hit another one, and then it was 4-3. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, and then I go to the game. They played the Phillies, which they lost again 17-3. And I honestly didn't know he played for them. I don't know. I just feel like he has a new team every day. Maybe that's just me. But
I'm way too.
I was like, he plays for them.
So I know where everyone is.
Yeah, I was like, I hope he doesn't hit 2 home runs. Well, he hit 1, and then I was like, please God. And nope, he hit another one. I was like, okay, Andrew McCutchen has something against me or something.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't happy with that game either because when the Phillies win, it hurts my Mets. So
I don't like them now. I have beef with the Phillies.
Philly and Pittsburgh fans, I'm sorry if I have any that are watching this video, are my least favorite fans in sports.
I never had a problem with them until they beat the Reds 17-3, and I have beef with them. I hate the Astros the most. Sorry, don't like the Yankees. Don't care what anybody has to say about that. And now I don't like the Phillies just because of that one game.
I've had beef with Phillies fans for a while as a Celtics fan too, because the Celtics and the Sixers,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then just adding on the Steelers to that, because a lot of them will also fall into that category with the Sixers because there is no Pittsburgh basketball team. But yeah, and then the Yankee fans, a lot of them don't realize how bad they are. And I deal with a lot of them, especially living in New York. My mom's a huge Yankee fan, and her entire family are huge Yankee fans. They are the reason why I hate the Yankees, the Knicks, and the Jets. The Jets suck. I shouldn't hate the Jets, but I do. But they know that too.
I've never liked the Yankees, even when I was like 8. I feel like a lot of people just don't like them.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, it's literally, if I hate a team, it's usually just because they're good or they really beat my team badly.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like the Warriors, like when, the Cavs and them actually like were somewhat of rivals. Now that's not. I don't think that's.
I'd say them facing off 4 years in a row in the championships would make them
rivals. Yeah, but now, not really.
All right, so I know you mentioned that you would love Mo Wagner to play for the Cavs.
Yes.
But if you were able to add any player to any of your teams, who would it be and to what team?
See, I'm trying to think of like who I actually like or who I think would make better. And it's really hard not to be biased. See, okay. I like slightly like the Miami Heat, like just for a select few players.
Yeah. Heat fans are very.
I feel like a lot of people are going to agree because he's young, but I really like Duncan Robinson.
Okay.
Also went to Michigan. I don't even really like them anymore. I just like some of their players that play for them. All right.
Fair enough.
I don't know. He's a good shooter. I like him. Am I being biased?
Some people think he looks like Sheen from Jimmy Neutron.
Ooh, he does. Why have I never seen that before? But I know what he does.
Someone said he also looks like Sid from Toy Story.
He does. He does look like that. Well, ultimately, I like shooter.
Yeah.
Another shooter. Yeah. We don't need another point guard. Don't. I'm saying I know people are like, you don't play for them. It's just easier.
I do the same thing.
I've the Cavs.
I've had plenty of people yell at me for that. I don't care to say it anyway.
See, like I hate when people get mad about that because a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Like it's very normal to refer because I'm wearing a jersey, I'm giving them money.
Hmm.
Like I should be able to say we. I took
Yeah.
part in, helping pay some of these players.
Yep, exactly.
I'm literally giving you guys money, which I don't have. I'm saying we. And plus being a fan's hard, especially some of the teams I like. No names, not giving names. I think we can
All of them.
assume who I'm talking about.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah, they're pretty rough. My baseball teams they stress me out. They're not bad. They just,
I like the
especially the
Indians.
Reds, could be better than what their record shows.
The Indians gave my Mets Lindor, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a connection.
He was one of my favorite players.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite players now. I'm actually wearing his sneakers right now. They're really comfortable. I'd actually really recommend getting them. They're really cool.
How much were they?
They're like 120.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, no, and they're New Balance,
Yeah.
so like they're really comfortable. I have had a lot of feet injuries. Like I've broken my left heel 3 times. No, yeah, left heel twice, my right heel 3 times, fractured legs, fractured ankles, sprains, anything that you could think of, I've had done.
Never mind. I've sprained my ankle 3 times. One time I did it running on a basketball court, just running. I just gave out. It's kind of embarrassing. I left. And then I was like, guys, time out. It hurts.
I shattered my ankle playing basketball once. Took a jump shot, landed wrong, made the shot. Stood up, took one more three, hit it, went and sat down, and they were like, "All right, let's play another game." I'm like, I can't walk.
Yeah, I broke my wrist in 5th grade. That was in basketball. That was interesting. I won't forget that because nobody believed me. I was like, when do I cry? I don't cry for the most part. In 5th grade, especially. Like first of all, my dad was coach, so like obviously, I couldn't, not anybody I ever could anyways, just like skip practice or like slack off. Like he was always watching me. So that's my mentality. I never cried. I never like slacked off or anything. And I'm just like, why does no one believe me? I'm not one of those kids that's always hurt. Like I was like the first time I was like, I can't go back in. It hurt.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite. I'm one of those kids that's always hurt, but like not just like, ow, my shoulder hurts.
Yeah.
Like, no, like it's
like
like
I understand that some people actually are injured, but I feel like
Yeah.
there's also some of those people who just kind of want to be out there, but don't actually want to be part of the team and just have like, I don't know. There's some people that I think can tough it out and they just don't.
I was that kid who would always want to play hurt, but people were like, no, you're sitting.
Yeah.
I have a torn shoulder right now, and yesterday I tried to play some basketball. So, like, I was playing basketball with a boot on my foot with a shattered ankle, and I didn't care. I just wanted to play. But yeah, so I get that. So, one final question. Um, so I know that this is a issue in the sports world that you know you deal with as well as every other woman, which a lot of people tend to not take women seriously in the sports world. And I know there's a lot of issues and a lot of problems that arise from that. How have you been able to deal with that? And what has driven you to really keep wanting to be a part of this sports world? And just what do you have to say to any like girls who want to get into sports?
Well, at first, like personally, I've been affected by, I mean, obviously most people who have that are women in sports, but like on TikTok, I actually got my like first comment and it was, I mean, yeah, if you look at it, you think, oh, that's not that bad, but it just makes me feel bad. Like people would comment like, give your brother his jersey back. I don't have a brother. Or they would just assume that I either had a man's jersey or asked a man like what the score is or had to ask somebody, or they simply just assume that I don't know.
Hmm.
And then when I mention like you're just saying that because I'm a woman, they're like, no, I'm not. Also, when people like I have bad takes, everybody has bad takes about things, and it's okay for you to come at me. That's not what I'm saying. Like if you have a bad take or you disagree with something, but there's a difference between coming at my take and then coming at me for me being a woman. Like people will add that into it and say, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, and obviously more than just that, because you can say that to a guy, whatever. Something I've tried to do, because at first it did affect me, and I would reply to these comments. I would give them what they wanted. They want to reply. They want to argue. That's what they want. And then I just learned to ignore it, because who cares? like I learned to ignore it, and then now it's like it's too much negativity. Like, I don't want to reply to negative comments or negative tweets on anything, any social media, because it just doesn't make me look good. Honestly, I'd probably get annoying if somebody's following me. That's all I did was
Right.
backtalk people and stuff. But I just ignore them, because I don't want to give them the satisfaction of getting under my skin. And also, so kind of like I was saying, there's certain, I will say boys, because let's be honest, they're not men, that assume that I don't know something because of my gender when it comes to sports. I've started to switch it up and do the same thing to them. Like,
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't, but I have the same energy where I go in. I can't say that I'm a genius at everything. I don't know every single player's stats or everything that ever happened for a franchise.
Right.
Like, I go in confident.
Yeah.
Like, I don't let anybody say that stuff to me. Like, if somebody's like, oh, do you even know whose jersey you're wearing, or blah, 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 like, I'll say the same thing to them or something similar. Like, I just don't let it affect me anymore. I just don't care. And I might be arrogant, but I just have confidence when it comes to my knowledge. Like, especially when people say they can beat me at things. I'm like, no, you can't. Even though I like having that confidence, because I see guys have it and they don't really get anything, like any crap for it. So that's why I'm out here tweeting like, I could beat you all at basketball. I haven't touched a basketball in 3 years, but I could still probably beat most of the people that could say they could beat me. So that's just,
I'm telling you right now, I've played basketball my whole life. You would crush me because you're taller than me and most definitely are faster than me.
Yeah.
So you literally just need to run past me and you're scoring. I can't stop you. So
yeah, I just like to mess with people's mind. I just switch it up and just have that confidence. I've learned not to care. And what's helped me doing that is there's a lot of women in sports, specifically Brown's Twitter, that I follow, that we're friends. We keep in contact all the time through group chats or just texting them, whatever. They're awesome. They're amazing. I've hung out with a lot of them, and some I haven't met, but I love them and they know who they are, and they've helped me a lot want to get on Twitter, because I have like a good support system. And it's not just women or anything. Like, I have guys that follow me too that are always supportive and really nice too. So I appreciate them. So it's really just,
I always try to be supportive with stuff with that as well.
It really helps, because it's definitely hard sometimes. I haven't really got anything recently, but I just want to be somebody. I want to try to like build a brand from watching sports, because when I was younger, and that's why I've always played sports, I've always been around them, but I didn't really get into them the way I am now until I was like 13 or 14, because I felt like I couldn't, because every time I tried to say something about something, you'd have guys in high school, junior high, whatever, saying like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. You have no idea. Yeah. So it just discouraged me. But so when I saw there's like women like tweeting about sports, especially like my teams, like Brown's Twitter and all of that, when I found those girls, I was like, this is awesome. Like, these are my people, and I want to be on here for them. Like, it's just so fun.
That's awesome.
I just want to inspire other people to do the same thing, because it's so fun. And I wish I started earlier, because I feel like a lot of people are like, whoa, where did all these Browns fans come from? Where were you 2 years ago? I'm like, I was here. I was too scared to tweet about sports, seriously.
That's going to be it for today's interview. Thank you guys for coming and checking out this video. Thank you, Jules, for being my interviewee and being a part of this. I definitely greatly appreciate it. If you guys are looking forward to seeing some more interviews, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Hit that bell. It notifies you whenever I come out with a new video. All of Jules' social medias, her TikTok, her Twitter, her Instagram, those links will be down in the description below. So make sure to go give her a follow. All my links will be down there like always as well. And if you don't follow me, you should be by now. So thank you guys for coming out and just watching this video, and peace.
Garza. Okay. See, I like that. Going Garza. Jesse Winker to right. That's been a similar theme of his evening. I'm not sure if both teams had fun, but Cleveland takes it 9-3.